The Roux Scholarship's been great, and it seems like such a long time ago now that that I've won the Roux Scholarship, because my I entered it 3 times. I won it the 3rd time in 2001, I think it was. So it's almost 10 years, and a lot's happened to me in 10 years. But it's so it was such a great period, even those 3 years of learning, and then in the end, I obviously won it. I went to Marc in Annecy. Which was an incredible experience, Marc, and I think at the time he was a bit of the bad boy of French gastronomy at the time, but it was incredible, incredible experience to see how far you can really take it, if you want to, do the, he had an incredible setup there, glorious on the Lake Annecy. But I think the Roux Scholarship is very unique. I think it's it's a very kind of I think we've seen other things like this come and go, and the Roux Scholarship really just seems to be there, constantly plugging away at trying to develop new chefs, bring new chefs through, and that there is real a kind of genuine kind of bond between all the people that win it and the Roux themselves and everyone who's organised, who helps organise it. There's a real sort of genuine bond, and it's a real kind of quite fun thing to be involved in, and I don't think there's anything else like it, to be honest. I think people think it's a bit elitist, and I think people sometimes feel that that they can't possibly enter that. You've got to be really good. Well, you only become good by entering these things. I think everybody should enter it, and I think that I can't remember the age range now. I think it's 22 to 30. I think, and you get 22-year-old guys enter it, you get 30-year-old guys enter it, and you get finalists right across that age spectrum. And I just think that it's how you perform on the day. Me, I was a bag of nerves. I remember the first 2 years I did it, and and that's my excuse for not winning it. But no, I think it's very important. It's good practice as well. It's good practice at sort of being under pressure in the kitchen when you've got lots of other chefs wandering around looking at what you're doing and cameramen looking at what you're doing, and it's a real learning experience, and it teaches you to cope with that kind of thing a bit better. And I think everybody should enter it. I just concentrate really on combining. I would say that the food's quite simple, so we kind of take 3 or 4 flavours, and then we just kind of try and balance them really nicely with some nice technique. Very seasonal, very flavour led, if that makes sense. It may sound a bit, it may sound silly, but I'm always trying to find something a little bit unusual, a little bit unusual technique, or a slightly unusual flavour combination, just something that's going to go really nice. But yeah, I kind of regard it as really simple food. I've been through the whole spectrum of looking at my food and thinking, how do I want it to be? What's my style? And I feel very comfortable now that I do quite simple food, very seasonal food. With I try to add something a little bit of interesting to it, just to keep me excited with the food. I love it when we come up with a new dish and a new idea or a new flavour, just to try and keep it current all the time, and just try, and people come here, I like to think, for the food that we do, and so it's important that I keep pushing forward as well. In the immediate future for us, I really want to look at really want to restyle our whole restaurant. I feel that our food's evolved over the last 3, 4, 5 years. We've really evolved it, and I really feel comfortable with it. I'm really happy with it. It's kind of my style, if you like. And it's taken me a while to get there, to be honest, to feel really comfortable with it. And I do, and I want to bring the restaurant along with it, the actual interior, the style of the place, and how people feel when they actually arrive here, when they walk through the door. And I want them to feel kind of my style as they walk through the door. And that's our kind of immediate, that's kind of my immediate focus for next year, and just moving forward, is to work on our just how we present ourselves, really, as how we present the food to people, and we're going to really work on our service, and because I don't think any of us can be complacent with food. We have to always keep evolving, keep moving forward, keep looking at what we're doing, but I've got no plans to open any other restaurants. It's not something I want to do. I did think a few years ago about putting rooms on here because I've got such a big building, but I'm not really interested in that anymore, because I know really deep down all I really like doing is cooking. That's all I really like doing, and I get distracted very easily. I'm one of these guys who, if I see something happening over there, I'm going to go and have a look at it, you know. And so, I don't want too much going on else around me. I just want to cook. That's all I really want to do.